It's so nice to see you back. No, thank you for coming on the show. And for sure, you should know that you're our first guest. I don't think I ever told you this.
Oh, I should be. If it was somebody else, and I mean, what
And
would
apart
I
from the fact that you being as awesome as you are, it's just that you're my really sweet friend. Ah, so it's not just you being awesome, you're really
Thank you
sweet.
so much. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
So once again, thank you for coming on the show, and
Yeah.
thank you for being our first guest. So we're gonna get right onto it. You know the format. We've had that call before. You're all clued in into what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
The show is called the Happiness Leap podcast, and you want to take 30 seconds on introducing yourself.
Hi, I'm Rupal Sidhpura. My friends know me as Muscles, and my family knows me as Rupli. I started my yoga journey because of my father, and my mom pushed me into it because she thought that I'm too violent a kid and I should channelize my energies into something better, but of course, have something of my own. Um, and here I am today. I started off 12 years back, and
Wait. I just asked you to introduce yourself. And from what I know, there are a few people who call you Rupali also. Is that true? I just want to know why.
only,
I just want to know why.
only you call me Rupali because that irritates the hell out of me. But then
What a
I'm
best
so used to it now that if you don't call me Rupali, it doesn't register that you're talking to me.
I remember the first time I called you Rupali, you were so pissed off.
Oh, sometimes I still am.
I know, but now I call you Rupal and you're like, oh fuck, did I do something wrong? Why is he
Yeah,
calling me with the name?
that's the only reason why I get like paranoid when you don't call me by that name. Like if my other friends call me Rupal and not Muscles, I am like, okay, something serious is about to happen. Shit's gonna go down.
Listen, I can't call you muscles. If I call you muscles, I'm gonna get scared of you. I'm not gonna get scared of you. So shut up.
like you are already.
That stammering is
See
just
through the podcast.
so awesome. So tell me something about your childhood. Tell me what was your growing up days, your schooling. From what I know from your sisters and your brother, you've been a nut job. You've been an absolute nut job. You don't listen to anyone. But tell me something to prove them wrong.
Actually, I don't want to prove them wrong because I haven't. So, I mean, every child is like that, right? I mean,
No.
let me get away with that. But I think I've had a great schooling and I've had a great family life in my since childhood because I've lived in a joint family and it is so much fun. I miss them all today. Um, I've studied in a Catholic convent school, and yeah, and I've had great friends through the years, and I've been athletic. I've had an athletic childhood, thanks to my dad and my mom. They've always encouraged all of us to take up things that uh, keep us busy, keep us active, and as far as my friends and my upbringing is concerned, I think I've always been. I don't think because I was the youngest at that time. Before my younger brother and sister were brought into this world, I was given everything I needed, or even if I didn't need it, I was the bratty child. Yes.
That I kind of gathered there.
Next.
Acha, there's one thing I always want to ask you. Were you the favorite child?
Yes.
Are you saying it because you want to say it or is that genuinely true?
It's genuinely true. You can ask my siblings. They'll have a lot to say. They'll have a lot to say about it.
Acha, so from the way you explained your childhood, you were a nuisance, no?
No.
You were very energetic. Let me put it that way. You were very energetic. And so going from there, Then to your college days, I'm guessing you got even more energetic, even more bubbly.
Yeah, I mean, I was always a happy-go-lucky child. Nothing really bothered me. I mean, uh, I think that kind of carried on to college, except for the part where the my first year of college got me a lot of brought me a lot of sadness because that time, like, I don't think the world knows about this. Is the first time I'm talking about it. I mean, a few close friends too. Um, we moved from a joint family to a nuclear family, and that kind of changed my outlook towards everything because I think that consumed me. That the whole change consumed me. So it was not just from school to college; it was from joint family to nuclear family, and of course, the set of values that I was brought up with will never change. But I think that sometimes it does affect how you think and how things could have been different if you were in a joint family. Still, it does. I mean, I'm kind of traditional, so I just think that things could have been a little like things could have been done differently in what I did in the near, like the recent past. Uh, if I were in a joint family than a nuclear family. So yes, that was the change that came along. But then again, I'm touch wood, I'm a perpetually happy person. So,
Good. Where's the wood?
so I mean, I think I took it very well.
Yeah, okay. Once you moved from a joint family to a nuclear family, did you still pay a lot of attention to sports and your dancing and stuff?
I was not into dancing per se, but by and large into sports activities. I was into, I was the captain of every team that I was a part of. Yeah, that was something I really enjoyed. I think I was more passionate about it than just the play. Um, I was into sporting activities, as in my dad always wanted us to be, into activities like he wanted me and my sister to join lawn tennis. And that kind of really played. I mean, I was really good at it, like not just the indoor but outdoor as well. We never were the kids who sat and, spoke on the phone or went on to the computer games and stuff like that. We were always out and about, we were always out of the house, playing games at that time called Lagori, Chinko, land and water, and all these things. But in school, yes, of course, there was Coco, there was throw ball, there was volleyball, there was short put, there was long jump, all these things I've participated in. And, inter-school, intra-school, both. So, yeah, I mean, I've been quite active. Yoga used to be the first activity I would always be a part of. So yeah, it's been.
Okay.
I think that's also that's the result of no, the result of me. Sorry, me being happy-go-lucky is the result of the yoga that I've done since childhood. I
But
keep on doing a pranayama.
wouldn't wouldn't your yoga be at a complete opposite of you being all bubbly and jumpy and playing and running and pinching people and jumping even more to suddenly being a very calm side? Like they're very
I think
opposite sides, no?
no. I think it's complementary to who I am. Uh, it's like if 1 equals 2 and 2 equals 3, then 1 equals 3 kind of a situation where I am bubbly, happy go lucky. Yoga makes me happy go lucky. So, you two and two put together. It's like that. So, I have always been like this, and I think it's my life's aim to be a radiant personality because that makes me happy by myself more than it affecting other people. I just like being happy. It's who I am, and I've never needed a reason to be happy.
So from what you're telling me, was yoga like a natural progression of who you were because you're a happy person and you're a very like a satisfied person? Was yoga a natural progression, or did it happen one day like you got up and said like, damn, I want to start helping people, and yoga is the way to do it. Like, was it that, or was it the first way that yoga was just part of it and everything just flowed into it?
So there are many things to it actually. If I speak to you about it, this is going to be a long answer. I started off with yoga because my dad and mom encouraged me, and my dad was already into yoga at that time. So my dad was doing yoga. I saw him go in and out of the institute and train in different forms of yoga. But the other thing is that when I got into yoga, I actually got into it because I used to like it, and it was still not my passion profession. I got into it, then I learned the therapy of yoga, and once I started applying it to my life, and of course, when I started training these people, and when I started seeing them get results, and the happiness that it exuberates, the a single yoga class can do wonders. Let's say single yoga asana class, okay, or kriya or pranayama class, because yoga in put together is a way of life. So when I put it together as a way of life, through me into the person's life without letting them know that I'm doing this to them and they are getting results out of it, that created a lot of positive impact in their lives. And those results made yoga my passion. That, okay, I'm going to seriously take this up. And that's when I decided that I'm not doing this just to train others. I'm going to start a school of my own, and I want to be able to certify enthusiasts to become serious yoga teachers who are not into this just for earning a living, but also to help others. So yeah, I mean, this is how it started.
So, seeing results in what you did in your work, was that the thing that kind of pushed you towards yoga? That you wanted to help people as opposed to just doing fancy asanas and
Yeah.
and I'm so glad you refer to yoga as yoga and asan as asan, because everyone mistakes asan for yoga. So I'm really glad you cleared that up. Thank you.
No, but it's we legit had a question in our final paper. Um, 1 hour of dash keeps you healthy, and the answer was asanas. Something like that was the thing, and people would write yoga. So
Yoga.
everybody who wrote yoga was wrong because you don't do yoga for 1 hour. You're living yoga.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So awesome. I'm so happy that you're living the yoga way of life and not just teaching it.
I try.
At least it seems like that.
Don't be a jerk. No, you should know this. I met a person few days back, and I very recently met this person, and he was like, I want to know how are you always in this I want to help, but I'm still happy mode. And I didn't have an answer to it exactly because I never really within me I knew that me being me being happy all the time, or me being positive, let's say positive, not happy, me being positive all the time comes with a lot of swadhyaya, self study. Okay, but me being in a helping mode also comes with a lot of faith within me for myself and on the person who I'm about to help, because 50% of my job is done there only, where I get the person to have faith in me, even if it is a condition that cannot be cured. I know I can help manage the condition better once you know that, okay, this is going to help you in some way or the other, and you be content with that. It's like that. So, I mean, there are many aspects to it, but this is just the beginning of it. I'll have lots to add later, maybe.
So, carrying on from what you said, is that 50% of your job is just convincing a person that this is the first step. Do you ever get frustrated or like worked up or irritated when people don't see yoga the way you want to teach yoga? And if they don't, what is the thing you keep? I'm sure it's quite frustrating, because a lot of people come to yoga First of all, they look at it as another form of exercise. A lot of people do that. Or they want to lose weight fast because there's a wedding in the family, or because there's New Year's, or because there's some occasion. So, what do you tell yourself, right? Said, no, Rupal, this is the way yoga, this is the way asana should be done. This is the way pranayam should be done. And I, how do I get the other person to believe in this or to see it in the right way? You know, what are the things that you tell yourself when it gets really frustrating? Like, I want to know what's the voices that are going on in your head.
I think I've only been frustrated twice till now for such a reason. Because I stopped telling them. I make them do it. And then they realize by themselves what I meant. And then they tell others also the same thing, which they were refusing to believe when I said. So it's like it's something that I have really worked upon. So when especially when you're training celebrities, they're like, we want to lose this, or we have a movie coming up, and they have this cut to cut, you have to work out, customize this. But the idea is that they don't understand where is this weight coming from, or where is this cramping in the lower back coming from, where is this lower body pouch coming from. It stems from something. Always. Being a therapy teacher, touchwood, I'm very lucky to start off with therapy thanks to my mom and dad to, admit me to a place which taught therapy, yoga therapy as the main subject than yoga just as asanas. Uh, uh, I have been taught that every time every time I train somebody, the first thing I see is how I can heal the person more than how I can reduce the weight of the person or get them to this fitness point or whatever their motives are or targets are to do the yoga class with me. I think that really helps me put together a lesson plan for all of the people I train. There are a few people who think they are yoga teachers after training with a few people and doing yoga for many, many years. And they start teaching the teacher. But then that is quite frustrating, actually. And the fact that everybody can judge, and every yoga teacher's style is different. I would never badmouth another yoga teacher, even whether they are doing right or wrong, because everybody has their style of training. Like I've had so many yoga teachers badmouth me for my style of training. But what keeps me going or what keeps me happy, and what keeps this whole process of helping people going is that I know my shit too well. I will not I will not be bothered by anything anybody else is saying, because eventually the work that I do is going to matter and the results the people get is going to matter. Whether there are times when I have just one student, there are times when I have like at least 16 students at a time, and I'm like literally running about. So yeah, I mean, frustrations do come with people who do not understand and try to be teachers to us. But then I think me as a person, I don't know about how others go about it. I stop telling, I start teaching, and that's when the understanding sets in on the mat. And then they take it off the mat, which proves quite useful to them, because even today I get messages from older clients, like, who are no longer in India, and, that they miss just talking to me because I used to be their counselor in class. So, yeah, that's about it.
You told me what you do with other people. I want to know what you tell yourself. Now, for example, I am an annoying student of yours who's not listening to you.
Oh,
Right?
God.
You and you've told me what you told me, right? But I'm still not listening. I still don't want to listen. What's going on in your head? Forget what you're telling me. I want to know what's going on in your head.
I will try to find out where that stems from in your head, because you're the one not understanding. I'm already believing what I'm doing.
So
Understanding
obviously you're looking at it from my point of view.
perspective, yeah, my perspective will change,
Mhm.
but that will be only for a bit. I will stop telling you, I will give it a try once, twice, thrice. Then I have confidence in what I teach. Then I make you do it on the mat, step on the mat and see if you're not feeling what I'm trying to say to you. you'll automatically, I have been very blessed to be able to get it through, two people, through my practices. Like what I try to tell you off the mat, I can make you do on the mat.
Okay. So tell me something. You train the who's who of Bollywood here, right? From the biggest names to the biggest directors, actors, actresses. How
Yeah.
are these famous people? I'm not going to take their names, but how are famous people, whether they're Bollywood celebrities or whether they're CEOs of companies or founders of companies, how different are they from a normal student who just wants to do yoga and get healthy? Is there a big difference?
Not exactly. I think I have been blessed with the best. Whoever I have trained so far from the industry, I think the only thing that they come with is um, like for example, if they are part of a movie, right, and they have to look a particular way, then I have to just customize the workouts every now and then. And I think they are more dedicated than the normal people that I train actually. Because they are very, I mean, it's also a part of their job to look in a particular way, to keep up with whatever the trends are, and stuff like that, breaking norms and stuff like that. I think that whether it's the biggest producer, the biggest star, I think in my class, everybody is just a student. And I really respect them all for that, because I've never had anyone who's been, uh, except for this one particular student, who's not even exactly like a star or somebody, but it's like, then I stop training them when I get that kind of vibe. There's only been one person like that. And I try to, I don't, you can't belittle somebody. Whoever I've trained has never done that. They come from a place of respect, and I think that's great, and that is one of the biggest reasons I love training them, is because I have never been in a position of, you can say, inferiority. I've never felt that, because they've always made me superior to them, feel superior to them, because I have been their teacher. And the respect that I have got as a teacher from all the people I've trained, except for those one or two people, is one actually, is just brilliant. It's beautiful.
That's so nice, yeah. So when this one person used to really piss you off, sure you'd have tried. Knowing you as a person, you don't give up, right? You want to try and change the person's mind and get the best out of them. What did you tell yourself? Like, Rupal, I need to change this person's mind. What is it? What is it? Something wrong with me? Is it something the way I'm talking about? What was it?
Yeah, so I did try to change the person's mind the first couple of weeks. But the thing is, when a person comes with the wrong agenda to you, then you cannot change the person's mind. Like if the person is coming to you because you're a celebrity fitness yoga trainer, and wants to be added to the list of people that I, as a celebrity, am training other celebrities, then the agenda is completely different, right? And borderline being, constantly reminding you of them being a celebrity and in many different ways, um, just makes me feel like that person is not with me for the right reasons.
Did it piss you off?
Yeah, it did.
What do you do?
I was very angry.
Did you break things in the house?
Oh,
What do you do?
my things are too precious for me. I'm like, never like that. I think you know that. But I mean, I was very pissed. I think I discussed it with you. I
I have a
discussed.
feeling I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
what did you?
I discussed it. So Zoya Akhtar and Anurag Kashyap are two people I go to with everything, and Saif Ali Khan. So I think I was not training Saif at that time. But I did discuss it with Zoya and Anurag, and they were like, "What?" And they were just plain laughing at me. So I was like, "Okay." And then I think, then like knowing like how they took it, I wanted to take it the same way. So I kind of laughed it off and moved on.
Hmm.
I'm still like it's very troublesome to have known personalities behave in a way like this, because you're also being a known personality, you are influencing the people who follow you. So today if I were to be like I'm I don't care when I'm talking, when I'm using profanity, when I'm talking to somebody, because I know that when I speak something, it comes from a very pure space, even if I'm abusing for that matter. But yeah, but I also know that I have a lot of people who are following me. For example, if I put a yoga video or if I'm going live just to say hello, I have to be very like I definitely do not wear a mask before I go on camera, but I also am careful about what people's sentiments, and that what my opinion is does not mean others will have the same opinion. So when something like this happens, it kind of that like I let it go. I've had people who have multiple opinions which I have never shared, but this person wanted to change my opinion, and that kind of got to me because you know first of all your agenda to join my class is different, and then this happens. So.
Acha. Now tell me something. Like we all know you train celebrities a lot, and knowing celebrities and the amount they travel and how erratic their schedules are, their work schedules, personal schedules, it comes with a lot of frustration because you have a class fixed at 6 and you have a class at 7, you have a class at 8, and then suddenly the 6 o'clock ones become 6:30, 7 o'clock becomes 6:45. How do you manage it? It's frustrating. Like I know it is frustrating. I'm quite sure it is sometimes more frustrating. What do you do? I want to understand how do you keep yourself calm?
I'm ashamed to say this one.
Don't say you break things.
No, I just I'm infamous for my timings.
Ah.
uh, so I mean touch wood. I'm glad that everybody I've trained have understood that because I travel through them. The traffic scenarios and timings are not exactly. If I say 11, it can be 11:15 or 11:20. So yeah.
12 o'clock, 1 o'clock also sometimes. For friends at
Yeah.
least.
Through this interview, I would like to apologize to Janelia, Zoya, Reema, Anurag, Saif, no, Saif, Karina. Yeah, I was traveling with them, so I was according to their time. Um, uh, Tanya, Dubaj, or Shweta for that matter, Shweta Bachchan. She has a lot of patience with me. I mean, that woman, I love her. Then Surveen for that matter, Surveen Chawla, Soha Ali Khan, um, uh, uh, Jackie Bagnani, oh my God, Ritesh Deshmukh, all these people, I am really sorry for all the classes I've come to late. I love you guys and I'm training them. But I don't want to do this in class, but I'm on a podcast, literally legit apologizing. You all should know how sorry I am. I hope this reaches them. That I'm not on time. It's something I really need to work on.
And there's no point. Like I could tell you I'll buy you an alarm or I'll buy you a nice watch, but you've got a dozen watches. And it still doesn't help. Wait. No answer. No witty comeback. What I want to know is you told me you go late, but what happens when the other person changes schedules or the other people? Because if one, it's like a airline, right? If one plane is late to a destination, then the ongoing flights are late, right? So if you have classes all throughout your morning, if one person is late, it just affects the rest of the day.
That
And then,
really actually happened with me. Like all the people I've trained have always been on time. Like 98% of people have been on time. Like
You know,
no jokes.
you know
Time.
what? I think I should ask the people you train. What do they do when you are late? How do they keep calm?
They don't. There are times I've gotten like really fired. But I don't. I take it seriously. I feel very bad because they also have a schedule to tend to, and because I. But the thing is, it's also not completely in my hand. You know what I'm meaning? If I'm driving my car from Andheri to Worli, it's going to take me more than an hour to reach if there's traffic. And considering that itna time hoga he, if I'm reaching a place 15 minutes late, my next class is going to be. So what I do is on the way only I message that okay, I'm going to be 15 minutes late. Are you okay with me coming at so and so time instead of so and so time? So if they agree, so yeah. So I start training right now, and she was kind enough to understand this, and she was like, you should do one thing. We fix a time, and then still, when you come before leaving, you tell me what is the time that shows on the maps for you to reach me, and then we'll decide. I'm like, okay. So,
Mm.
I mean, it's quite. I've had people thanking my skills for this. I like, that I'm blessed to be able to help people and give them enough results to be able to be where I am today, where I have people who can adjust with me and adjust to my timings and understand. So I'm also thankful to all of them.
Mm. So do you travel a lot for work?
I do.
How do you manage your house and travel and work and your personal life? Do you get a lot of backlash for it?
Yeah, actually, I
Family,
get a
even from
lot.
your family, even from your friends who don't even see you for so long. Do you get a lot of backlash?
I do. I get a lot of backlash. I mean, backlash is an understatement for what I get. I think I'm a workaholic in a way. I love working. I like actually let's put it this way. I like being occupied. I cannot sit idle. Like this is me not moving my hands and just sitting and talking to you. So I get a lot of backlash, especially from my family. They think I'm a little too work oriented, and um, yeah. I mean, I don't get exhausted. I get exhausted uh, because of the happy work that I do, and it's happy exhaustion. But also I think that recently I have just like fallen sick such a way that I just feel it's God's way of telling me to slow down. And of course, I think age also is getting to me now. I am growing older, so yoga, of course, helps me fight all the um, like to defy age, you can say in a way. But it's not something that's going to really keep me up if I don't sleep enough or if I don't drink enough water. These common things. So backlash happens from everyone, from both my families, from siblings, of course, a lot, from my friends also, yes, of course, a lot. So now I found a way to work with them included.
Which is what?
Like I'm doing retreats with my colleagues who are my friends, yoga teachers. With my family, I try and, I try and keep in touch as much as I can. I call them from wherever I am almost every day. I have some, like, there are certain things I don't let go. So,
Like what? Give us some tips. The reason I'm asking, is because a lot of people face these things. Like you want to achieve, and a lot more women face it than guys. I like to be really honest. Like parents don't tell the son as much as a daughter if the son comes home late from work. It's always the daughter's duty to take care of the house, to take care of the family.
yeah.
Becoming
And
guys are helping out. I'll be unfair to say that guys are not helping out, but uh, it, the expectation is that women do the job, right? So, what do you do if you had to give a couple of tips or a couple of things that you do? Like you said, you call your family more often, right? You wake up early and you do the chores at home. What else would you think other people can do so that they can just balance their life?
So, I'm also blessed and I'm also cursed at the same time because when I say that, I mean I'm blessed because I take my liberties. Yeah, I do. I snatch my liberties because I know that we come from a dog eat dog world, and that is not just work. That's also your personal life. And I am blessed that I can do that. I can pull it off. Of course, because there's this thing called women's guilt, wife's guilt, daughter's guilt, mother's guilt, daughter-in-law's guilt, of course, which is the biggest one. So I think all this really gets to me sometimes. But then, what really matters to me is I am choosing my battles. I know for the fact that what I do helps people a lot. And if people around me who are, you know, um, this backlash that you said, if the same people would understand where I'm coming from and would take advantage of the of everything that I do, it'll also be helpful to them. I'll be very happy. I'll be a happier person because I will be it my output will be increased, it will be doubled. I'll be more productive. I'll have less stress and I'll also I mean nobody can be perfect, but I mean one can always try to be. So, striving to be in a better situation is something that I keep working on. So, when it comes to the in-laws, who they come from they are old school, but because I have kind of taken my liberties, they're not exactly coming to terms with that. But I mean, you know, then there comes the backlash. When it comes to the parents, Indian parents are always about how you're supposed to be around, you are supposed to be on the same page as your in laws or your husband or something like that. I'm very grateful for the siblings I have. I absolutely love them to bits. I would want them always in my life, no matter what. I'm blessed with the best friends, you, Zubin, Mahesh, Mishra. I just think that there are certain, like again, like I said, you choose your battles. What's more important? Prioritize, compartmentalize. Like, you know, that, like, for example, just 2 days back, I had a massive gathering in my house, and my maid refused to come, like, for any help. And I had a Miss Malini event that I was invited at Dadar, and I stayed in Delhi. So I woke up in the morning. I made all the food, the 7 course meal that I had prepared for them. I made it all uh, by 3 o'clock, and then I went for the event. I got dressed in a way that when I come back home and if those people are already there, I'm already dressed to be, welcoming them. And I knew that I had to cut my time short if I had to come back from Dadar all the way to Andheri in peak traffic time. So I had to cut my time short at the event. I came back and I rushed back home way before they came in. So that's the kind of balance. It's a lot to do when it's taxing physically. But then I also have my off days where I do nothing at all. I enjoy reading a lot of books in my free time. I don't do yoga. I don't follow the technique of yoga way of life. Sometimes I indulge. I think it's all about compartmentalizing and choosing your battles. What's more important? Whose opinion matters the most? Do you believe in the opinion that is caused for you? If you're famous and if you're a celebrity yoga trainer, people are always going to talk, like you say, always to me. that you cannot shut everybody, right? You cannot get affected by every what the world says. I do get affected, and then I work on it. But then again, uh, it disturbs me maybe like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and if it's a bigger issue, maybe half a day. But I don't let it affect me more than that. I cannot sleep on it. I will finish the chapter and then go to bed. So I have a new day to look forward.
How do you put an end to that chapter? Like, what do you tell yourself? Like, what's the voice in your head telling you?
That change is the only constant in life. This is not going to be forever. Whether it's good, also, whether it's bad, also. I always I enjoy both of it. Like there are certain things that happened to me when I was in OT, um, and there were certain shifts that happened in my life when I was there. I didn't exactly enjoy it, but I actually learned quite a bit of it. And if it was somebody else, like you know what I'm talking about, um, there are certain incidents that are not exactly positively impacting your life. But I always see these incidents as something that's going to teach me more about how you can handle your situation, how you cannot handle the people around you. And it gives me a constant reminder of having faith in myself no matter what. Because people are always going to be um, either good or very mean or cunning or they are scheming. Both good and bad is going to happen. But you decide how you want to see it. Your perspective matters the most. I learned from it actually. When I look back in hindsight, things happen for a reason and I'm very happy.
I must say, I know you for quite some time now, but it's very rare do I get to see you become so emotional. Yeah. What is this?
I'm not emotional.
Like, suddenly you become more like, oh.
I'm not
They
emotional.
next to you would have beaten them up and pinched them by now.
What?
If someone was there next to you right now, you would have beaten them up and pinched them by now.
Well, that. But I'm not exactly emotional. I'm just. It's something when I say. I'm also like when I say something to people, my friends, or it's also a realization I pin on my noteboard in my head. It's like that. So I
God.
kind of slow down when I talk, which is very rare.
Acha, you've been a nutcase when you were a child. You've been a nutcase when you were in college. Then you started teaching yoga because you were a very happy person. Let me finish. Let me finish. Then you got a lot of yoga students in your boot camps, which were really good, I must say.
Yeah.
You got a lot of celebrity yoga students. Uh, in this whole yoga, where you're teaching yoga to everyone, I need to ask you, how much of yoga do you practice daily?
There are times when I don't step on the mat at all. And there are times when I really am like all in. But I have some of the activity going on. It's not that, to me, yoga, like I said, stepping on the mat alone is not just yoga. Practicing it,
Asana. Let me correct myself and say asana. Do you practice asanas daily?
thank you. Very
Mhm.
good. Finally, a yoga teacher speaks. So, I love doing my asanas. Like, I mean, I have a stretch that I do every single day. I don't miss it. It's something I do in bed or maybe standing. I find my way to stretch, but not specifically on the mat. I have my activities like I'm also an MMA person. I'm learning mixed martial arts. I was part of a fitness reality show, MMA reality show, which is going to come up very soon, yeah, on MX Player. I was the fitness producer for the show and the official yoga teacher and nutritionist. Um, so I, and then of course I play badminton. I go for, yeah, I mean, I keep some activity going, you know what I mean? I cannot, otherwise I believe that's my survival. and that's my way out. Like I love the rush of hormones, happy hormones. And I think, yeah, stepping on the mat for to do asanas and pranayams at least twice or thrice a week should happen. But there are days when I don't at all. I will not lie. Because I think there's a thing called yoga teacher's block as well. There are times when you're traveling so much that you can't get it in. There are times when, like, I have my sister's wedding coming in, and I haven't been like doing so much yoga. So that's when I do like a wall stretch or maybe like a handstand, and getting some strength and this training done. So yeah, like yesterday itself, I did like some training and dancing, of course.
Dancing has to be there, no?
Of course. I mean,
Dancing or beating people or pinching people. Push to cardio has to be there, right?
yeah, I mean, how will I have to chase them down? No, because they run away from me because I pinched them. Oh boy.
Uh,
Yeah.
Now tell me, we've spoken about your past, we've spoken about your present. Tell me something of what you have lined up here. Like I know what you have lined up, but like give me some details or give our listeners some details about what do the next 12 months look for you.
Next 12 months are basically full of yoga retreats, yoga teacher training courses. And I'm planning to take the retreats abroad again. Before pandemic, I used to do retreats in Spain, in Croatia. Now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take it out. So there's one in Bali. There's one I'm planning in Dubai. One planning in Croatia again. In India, of course, there's Viveda. I'm very loyal to those people. Then there is Ananda by the Himalayas. I'm planning to do one there. So I think every month, every second month, I'll be doing a yoga retreat. We're planning at least 3 to 4 yoga teacher training courses. I'm introducing a new concept of prenatal yoga teachers training courses, where people who want to be able to train pregnant women and include Garbha Sanskar in it. Then I have something coming up in Abu Dhabi, hopefully very soon, and I'm going to expand my yoga skills to many other countries, which is still in the process. So I will not be talking about it much, but but yeah, and of course I am waiting for my show to come in, and maybe say maybe do some other things as well, like work on my YouTube channel and get some post my everyday workouts or every alternate day yoga routines as like a proper schedule, so that people who are just starting off or who are stepping on the mat or doing things after a long time can actually go to it and practice just like I do.
Okay. Now I have like a really important question. In terms of you got so much of stuff lined up. Like, what do you use to plan? One, so how do you imagine all this? You've got your own practice, you've got your students' practice, you've got the celebs, you've got the yoga school, you've got the international retreats, you've got the Indian retreats, you've got a family, you've got your sister's wedding plan. Like, give me a very something that you do that I can just take and replicate at myself.
I also have a surgery coming up because
And the surgery.
yeah, I want many people to know that it's very important to be a yoga teacher and fall sick, to take a break, to have a yoga teacher's block. Like if you want to put things together and do things, I think that don't do everything at a time. Don't try to multitask. I think if you take it one day at a time and do one thing at a time, you can actually manage and settle things better. And don't think of it that it will happen. Think of it as it has happened. I manifest a lot. I really strongly believe in what you give to the cosmos is what you get back. Um, and I think that's my way out. So whether it's just a tiny yoga class, which I want to, like, where I want to give something out to the student, um, or whether it's me shooting a show where I'm on camera, uh, or maybe meeting the president of some other country, I think I just manifest it to be good, and I will already think that it is good. That will automatically give me the confidence, and in my head, it's like a lesson plan.
Oh,
You know that okay. So, for example, when I was talking to you right now, I told you not to tell me what the questions are because I know for the fact that I want to be because I've been comfortable with you. I know that I will not make up anything I'm saying. It will just come out naturally the way it is. So, yeah, that's how I deal with.
smart hair. Do you have any like favorite books that you read to help you, like when you spoke about manifestation? Is there any book that you would recommend to anyone?
I do read The Secret.
Hmm.
I don't, not that I follow it per se, but I actually, I read it to know if what I'm doing is right. I mean, I'd like to put it like that. But I am more into, I'm a yoga teacher, I'm a woman, I'm 35 years old, and I have no shame in saying that I would like to explore my sexuality. So I read books like some really sexy books. I love reading thrillers. I'm a movie buff. So, yeah. Once I get onto a movie or a TV show or a book, I have to complete it. Like I'm obsessed with it. Um, but yes, I would. I really. There's this person, Stephens. I think I've given you the book. I think I have it here. Huh, I was right. Mark Stephens. I read his books a lot, and I read. If you speaking of yoga, I read the Bihar School of Yoga books a lot because they are very, 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 very good and intense. They give a lot. There's a bundle of knowledge in those books. Like every sentence you read, if you read from a yoga perspective, from the yoga way of life perspective, to be precise, you will learn something. Every page will have ample to teach you, and it is so interesting for me as a teacher to be able to apply that in my life and see how people react to me when I am in a particular way. So yeah, like this is what I love, this is my passion, that like how yoga as a way of life can change a human mind, body, and soul, all levels. Emotionally, whatever happens around us can wreak a havoc in our mind and body and our system physically. But step on the mat to do that 1 hour of asana and pranayama and kriyas for that matter, and you see the change in your perspective. So I think I really read these books only to for the application of the Yoga Sutras for that matter.
Perfect. So, someone knows how to wink also.
Like I said, I would like to explore my sexuality.
I'm fine to that. Rupal, I just like to thank you for taking. I know I said half an hour to 35 minutes, but you've given me a lot more time. So thank
Yeah.
you so much. And we've had a really, really nice conversation. So again, thank you for that too. And I'm going to buzz you as soon as we're done. And as soon
Yeah.
as the podcast is out, I'm going to send you a link for sure.
Thank you so much for having me as your first guest. You're the best.
Thank
May
you
you
so
go a
much.
long, long way. I'm sure you will because you're doing a great job. And I would like to add that you're one of the people who has kind of indirectly, directly taught me that in the process of being a yoga teacher or a professional of anything, you're also supposed to decide the kind of human you're supposed to be. So thank you. Okay.
I'm fine
I,
with that.
Bribe me for saying this.
The check is in the mail.